Hello everybody, what's up? SrSpookfest here. So, today I just figured I'd tell some stories of my past of crazy things that have happened to me. Um, I'll probably get into what happened with when I passed away one time, but the first story I wanted to tell, train car out in, I think it was Fall River up in Massachusetts. Me and my friends all knew about this old abandoned train car. This car was from like 1950s, so we all go check it out and play on it. And we're young, we're teenagers, and you're not supposed to go out there. It's like trespassing, so we were bad. But it was a cool 1950s old train just sitting there. Had like the bar car, the sleeper car, and some cool stuff on it. So we had BB guns, and we were doing stupid stuff back then. One of my friends even drove one of the dump trucks, like actually drove the big dump truck with the 10-foot tires, and we drove it around cranberry bogs and stuff. That was really dumb. I'm not even sure how we got it started, but uh, the train, when we went there, we stayed there overnight once or twice, and then we brought BB guns, and somebody was shooting the BB gun around inside the train, and it had ricocheted and hit me in the lip. It went through my lip and actually pierced my bottom lip right here. You can't see it, but so my sister's going to prom at this time. So in her prom picture, you can see a big hole in my face right here. Um, yeah, I was screaming. I was like, "Oh, you shot me in the face with a BB gun!" My sister had to come over because I was like, "There's something. It's still in there." And squeeze it out of my lip, and it went ting 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 on the floor of the train. I'm just telling stories at this point, but that is a true story. Big hole through my lip one time. Um, Hello, two people. What's up? What's up, Rob Linklater? What's going on, dude? Figured I'd just come on and tell some stories of my past and crazy things that I've done and things that have happened. I probably will get into some of my older stories, my first UFO encounter, my first shadow person. I'll probably retell those stories because I'm still getting new subscribers and stuff, and people haven't heard these. Or, 5 years of YouTube. The videos are on here, but way back. So, the next story after the train, I would probably have to do my sister's muscle car. The first story I'll tell, we were driving, it was kind of icy. So she had a 1972 Buick Skylark painted bright orange with a 350 engine. Thing was a muscle car, like kind of looks like the Dukes of Hazzard, the Generally. We're going pretty quick up the road, and she hits a bit of ice, and we did a full 360 in her muscle car across the road, so oncoming traffic's coming at us. That was just one time. Then we were driving through Brockton, and she had the Confederate horn, the Confederate like call, and her boyfriend was driving at the time. We're teenagers, and we actually got shot at in Brockton for doing the Confederate call horn in Brockton. I was like, "Don't press the horn! Don't press the horn!" Hey Badger, what's up? Just telling us some old stories of stuff that's happened to me. PSI are doing a live right now in a graveyard. Nice, dude. I do like PSI. Very good channel for scientific research into paranormal. I'm hoping we can catch some more real stuff. I think they have caught real shadow person. One second. I don't know why this changed. Yeah, all right. So, one of my other favorite stories I actually haven't told, I probably haven't told on here. I don't know if I've told the whole thing. I can't remember now. I might have told it. But one time I was car surfing with my best friend, and my other friend Chesko was in the car. I sat on the hood, and I was going to climb up on the roof of the car and do car surfing. Now, I'm 16 years old. That was just dumb. I thought it would be fun. he ended up doing like half turn and, you know, trying to go quick. He was probably going 55. I flew off the car, landed on my head, got med flighted into Boston. I believe I passed away or just went somewhere else. I don't really remember much. I do remember being somewhere else. I didn't have a body. I didn't know, like, I felt fine. Everything was okay. Like, extreme relaxation. And then I did get, like, pulled back out. I did wake up in the helicopter. They asked me who the president was, and I said Bill Bush because it was between uh, Bill Bush. Who was it? Bill Clinton and Bush. That's back when that presidency was going on. So they were like, close enough. Woke up in the hospital the next day with a huge lump on my head. Nurses and doctors were saying that's a miracle. He should have just probably died. He flew over 65 feet. My knuckles were ripped open. My eyes, ears, nose, mouth was bleeding. I remember holding my friend's shoe for a little bit and just then it was all red and then everything went black. I believe that's where I kind of passed away for a little bit. And waking up in the hospital, I had morphine. And nurses are like, it's something. He's so lucky he doesn't have a skull fracture and just pass away. Like, there's no explanation. He's okay. The next day, I was okay. I have a couple days of memory loss from that, like, week. But other than that, I was fine. So that was like a miracle. That was a very sobering experience. I remember when I was younger, I was 16, just thinking like, wow, alright, well, I definitely am not going to be doing too many more stupid things. I still skateboarded and stuff, but I wasn't quite as crazy as I was before that. Oh yeah, happy 4th of July. Yesterday I had fun, shot some fireworks with my son. We just had some drinks, had some food. It was a good time. Saw some fireworks. I mean, they were all around us. I hope everybody had a great one. 7 people, what's up? Who's in here? Badger, by 420 Witch, Spectral Whispers, hello. Gross and Sticky. Yeah, it's 97. I was going to have my AC on, but it's probably too loud. Rob Linkletter. So, I'll keep telling stories. I have a ton of stories of just things that have happened that are insane. I'll tell you the moose story. I think I've said this in a past live, but me, my sister, and her friend Amy were up in Maine, and we took the four-wheeler out up this mountain, Bear Mountain, and it's, you know, probably half an hour to get up to the top and back down. It's not that huge of a trail or anything. Been up there a million times, but this time I'm driving, 2 girls on the back of the four-wheeler, a moose walks out, and then a baby moose walks out. The mother is pissed, because we're pretty close, stomping its foot, because it has a baby, so then it's going to try and attack us. The girls pushed me off the four-wheeler. I start running. They took off on the four-wheeler. The moose is chasing me. I'm running down a mountain. The girls swing back around, pick me up, and the moose ran off into the woods with the baby. We're like, all right, let's get the fuck down this mountain and get out of here. While we're driving down the mountain, all 3 of us, we're going fast. We're going 30 miles an hour down a mountain on a side path while we're going downhill. The moose jumps out at us maybe 5-10 feet away and starts chasing us. We're flooring it. We're going down a mountain, jumping this thing with 3 people on it. It wasn't meant to have 3 people on it. That's just one of my animal stories. We have a lot of other animal stories just from camping in Maine, Massachusetts. I have other crazy stories like that. Yeah, sorry, my lovely wife, the I-420 Witch, had to work today. Alicia, it was probably, felt like 101, and she's working at Busch Gardens, so she's outside. Tough lady. Thank you, honey. What car are you driving now? I'm not driving anything. I use the minivan, and we have the Armada, the big truck, to tow the camper. But anybody has any questions, my sister can corroborate some of these stories, especially my first UFO experience. That one, she was there. My friend Scott, Lindsay, Brittany, I'm not sure if Amy was there. There was a bunch of girls and a couple of me and my friends, maybe my friend Josh or Scotty, I forget. But I just remember waving at the UFO over the lake. So this was 9:30 at night up Keoka Beach, Maine. Just nice big lake with mountains surrounding us, and there's a giant orb of orange light just floating above the lake. We could see the reflection off the lake. It's only 100, maybe 150 feet. And right out in front of us, we're all standing on the beach going, wow, what is this? So I'm waving because I knew immediately. I was like, oh, UFO, let's wave at it. So zipped off like infinite speed. That's how I say it. My sister said it just zoomed out and disappeared. I said it kind of zigzagged. Orange ball light like that was definitely not any type of plane, helicopter, drone, nothing like that. Not a flare. It would be way too big. It was like the size of a small house. But for weeks after, I had dreams about me being on that ship from the vantage point of the UFO, looking down, waving at me and my friends on the beach. I've had other things like that happen recently. So last year, out front here, I was just sitting there with, who did I have? It was my girlfriend. So Alicia, Jenny, and Cam. My wife's cousin and her boyfriend and my son. They didn't really see it. I run out the front door and I just see a big triangle light flying by. Some people said it was a rocket launch. It wasn't a rocket launch. It definitely wasn't. I looked it up. There was no, and I'm in Virginia. I'm not going to see a rocket launch from Florida or like Texas. So what's up, 9 people? Candy 7, hello. Good to see you. I'm very well. Had a lot of fun yesterday. I blew up all my fireworks, but I still have some water balloons that I'm going to play with my kid with tomorrow because it was just too hot today. I don't know why. I put this thing on just music, but it keeps changing. But yeah, just here shooting the shit. What's up, everybody? Hi, Julie JD. Hi, Jaya. So, they actually helped me out. I talked to a lot of these people during other lives, and I have fun just talking to other people on YouTube and trying to tell them I might have some evidence. A lot of my evidence, maybe I'm overreacting to some of the equipment. Maybe it is just natural stuff. But I do have some videos where I 100% will say are spirit voice of Bridgewater Triangle, creepy house being heard. I've had things move on my front porch here in Virginia. If you've never seen it, check out Bridgewater Triangle. It's a great documentary. I have it. So I never thought I'd actually have this on like DVD, but so you know what the cover looks like. I have some books on it. I have Wild and Weird West Virginia. That's a podcast I love to listen to. And then Weird Massachusetts. This was one of my favorite books. I probably read this like 5 times. It's kind of messed up, but so actually Jeff Belanger, who does a whole podcast on Bridgewater Triangle area and all the weird happenings. This is the actual railroad track that I've filmed on and got ghost lights. So ghost lights out in the Bridgewater Triangle. The swamps around there. Never mind King Philip's War around there. The amount of Native American burial grounds. The activity that, not just me, my sister, personal experiences are the only thing that I'll truly believe. Watching YouTube, sure, you can see some good stuff, and it's still like, maybe it's fake, I don't know. Personal experience or first-hand accounts of friends and family is pretty much the only way you're really going to know or if it happens to you. Um, some of my other favorite, like goosebumps, I actually get my kid goosebumps. Well, he's been getting them himself from the library. I think he just got this one. Let's Get Invisible. Goosebumps. So I used to read all the Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark? Stories to Tell in the Dark and stuff like that. That's The Wall of Bones. I never got to that one. I always wanted to go to that. And then there's like so many different cliffs and hideaways and old encampments, and I mean, Bridgewater Triangle is still one of my favorite places. I'll be going up there in a few weeks, so I'll definitely be doing some investigating, probably with Spectral Whispers there. Hi. I do plan on going in the woods and to the old foundation again. There's an old foundation. I still say we didn't get anything the last 2 times I went there. I still think it's haunted, but there's plenty of places around there. Freetown State Forest. We did do Anawan Rock, which is where King Philip, the Indian chief, was captured and stuff. Who else is here? Ashu, have you watched Blair Witch? Yeah, of course, Ashu. I used to pretend that we would do that with my old video camera, go run around the woods with Blair Witch. So speaking of my old video camera, my sister is having those tapes updated to digital or whatever, or onto DVD, so that we can show. One of the times she did a Ouija board in the basement of her friend's house, which was real close to an Indian burial, and there's 38 Native Americans in the burial, mass burial mound, and they got Native American drumming, they got chanting, the lights are flickering, and all the girls run out of the room, leaving the camera running and the Ouija board and everything there, like lights flickering like crazy, like shutting off, and you can actually hear Native American drumming and chanting. I have to get that footage. I remember watching it when we were younger, and she was sworn it all off. She doesn't like me doing ghost hunting or investigations. She doesn't want to play with it. She doesn't want Ouija board. She got rid of all of her stuff after that. She said, I'm never doing it again. Thank you. Jaya, I see, Julie J.D. I've definitely said hello to you like 100 times probably. Thanks for being here. Is my mom here? Hello, Mom. Cynthia Boss, hello. Thank you so much for coming in. Thanks for subscribing and checking out my channel. I've been working at it for a long time. I plan on doing a lot more investigations. I just kind of jumped on here just to talk and say hi. If you guys have any questions about any of my videos, or I'll just start naming some of my videos so I can self-promote, because I really have some crazy videos that I wouldn't, like, a lot of people probably haven't seen. Some of the dirt rallies up in Maine, there's a couple monster truck videos on here that are really good. Those are all on different playlists. So Travis Pastrana, if you don't know who that is, he's a dirt rally, dirt bike guy. Nitro Circus, he's in a dirt rally. I think Ken Block was there too before he passed away. So then there's Back to the Future and More. Back to the Future and More, it kind of just looks like I might be talking about Back to the Future stuff. It's the biggest collection of cars and movie props of Back to the Future. And then he also had the Echo 1 car and all the the proton packs, like a lot of the gear. He had other stuff, and I do plan on going back there someday because he has Jurassic Park stuff, Steve McQueen stuff. He had a lot more different cars and different motorcycles and stuff. Let me read some of this. cool background. Yes, thank you. Don't you think if anyone encountered real ghosts, their life won't be normal? They'll see things differently. Yeah. Well, I've seen shadow figures like straight on. I've had voices in my ear. I've had real encounters with paranormal, and it's just it's not as scary as what a lot of people are saying. Oh, demons and evil. It's a lot of the time what I've seen or what I've witnessed. The first shadow kid I saw, it was a 4-foot kid. It was probably a kid curious what a bunch of other kids were doing at an abandoned asylum up in the Bridgewater Triangle, just walking around tunnels. So he probably just came to check us out. We saw him, he realized we saw him, so he ran and then hit a brick wall and disappeared. And went in somewhere else, and we just never found him. We even went looking for him. But yeah, that changed my look at paranormal forever. I had experiences before that, but that was my first. Okay, it's real. I didn't have proof because my camera was dead by that point, but I do have the old tapes of us walking around the tunnels in the abandoned asylum in Taunton. So those will be updated soon enough. I got to get the tapes and just do it myself, or my sister's going to have it done. So, hey there, just woke up. So, lurking. What's up, Fantastic Publishing? Very good channel. Check her out. Thanks for coming in, really. Candy7, you too, thank you for coming. Going live is an awesome way to build connections with people. Yes, it is. I didn't really do lives that much. I was filming and just filming, no edits, no cuts, and see what I get on paranormal for the paranormal stuff. A lot of the time, I would sometimes run away if I was in the woods by myself, and I had a lot of experiences that were freaky enough for me to run away. I don't think I'd run away anymore. I've done it long enough where I don't even think if it was right in front of me. I mean, I might get scared, but I'm not going to run away. I just want to get proof. I'd love if I caught that last shadow person I saw. I mean, for all I know, it was just a person running across the top of the old fort. But I didn't see anybody, and it was 11:30 at night, and didn't see anybody the whole time I was walking around. Didn't hear anything. Just a shadow figure. Let's see. So, would you like me to tell any other stories? I don't know why I set the stupid thing to. Yeah, I just want some background music and it keeps going to commercials. I thought I could quit, not have that. So, Fantastic Publishing does music and a lot of lives, and it's really good to talk to all the people in there. There's some other channels, Wisdom and Stay Tuned. That they make some great music. A lot of it is like parody music for like paranormal stuff, and it is great. It's hilarious. Yeah, I'm hoping I can catch something on for real proof on camera. As of now, it's just that Bridgewater Triangle real ghost voice. I still can't explain it. I've listened to it probably 1,000 times. I know what, even in the video, I'm walking through the woods and I say, I think that was just a dog bark in the distance. But you can hear a clear whisper in my ear. Sounds like a girl say, go away. Some other people say it doesn't say go away, it might say something else, or it might be you breathing. I don't think so. I know that area, and that is probably one of the areas I'm going to go back to in a few weeks when I get back up to Massachusetts. Sorry, just lighting this cigarette. So, I've had other things. So my very first experience ever, 9 years old, down Cape Cod, My grandparents' house. My parents, my sister, and my grandparents are there. I found their old Ouija board. I started playing with it behind one of the couches in their living room. They didn't know I was playing with it. So 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes went by, and I had just kept holding it and saying, make this move, I don't believe in you, and like really taunting ghosts and stuff. Because I had seen other things about ghosts, and I was into horror movies even at that young of an age. I loved all crazy things like that. So I take my hands off and I'm sitting there like, all right, well, at least I know it's crap. And then the planchette slid across the board. I ran to my parents, I ran to my grandparents. They had no idea why I was crying, why I was freaking out. So that was my very first experience. And I remember them all just saying it was just your imagination, as you might have kicked the board or something, but I know what I saw. Speaking of Back to the Future, I do have some Funko Ducks. So we got Biff. I have a few others too. I let my kid open some. I got Marty from Back to the Future 2, the future with the shiny jacket. There's Doc with the with the brain scan. Paranormal is very hard to catch, or just to make it good enough to where you don't think somebody cut something in or made it fake, or string. That's the huge ones. Everybody likes pulling cabinets with string. I think I might have seen one or two times in my life where a door closed and it was kind of weird, and it could have just been a breeze. But doors closing and things like that, I'm not really interested. I want to hear something. I want intelligent responses from equipment. Even a lot of people will say that equipment's really not that great to use. Like the K2 isn't. It isn't. It's an electrical device, and I've been an electrician for a long time. It's just for electrical. So if it does go off when you're in the middle of the woods and nothing's near it, that's kind of strange. It shouldn't. Static electricity, I don't think it would cause that, but there's certain beliefs between. I'm sitting on a fence. I love debunking, and I love seeing people. I love the part where it could actually be real. Some videos out there, they can't be explained. Some things they catch between ghosts, UFOs, cryptids. Some things can't be explained, which is the part I love. Scientifically, we just aren't quite there yet to figure out if there are actual spirits or different dimensional beings. Because some people are saying ghosts and spirits, shadow people are aliens now. Bigfoots are Neanderthals that survived and lived underground. This is all theorized. I read some of what you guys are saying. You watched your video, Ryan. I definitely say go away or forever. Yeah. Thank you, Rob Linkletter. So, I've done that, and I've made it into shorts probably like 5-6 times, just so that it gets out there, because I know I did it and I left it, and I might have done one short on it, and I was like, well, and then I talked about it to people, and I asked even debunkers to check it out and other people, and just trying to tell people that I actually believe I caught a real ghost voice, and this is just some proof of real paranormal. It's really hard to get your info out there unless you do have a big following, which I don't really care. I'm not doing this for proof of the paranormal for everybody else. I want to find it again for myself. I've seen it, I've had it happen. I know it's real, but I would like to catch it on camera and maybe show some other people. It doesn't mean you have to prove anything. I don't need to prove anything to myself anymore. I think it's just more for fun. It really is exploring different historical spots, different places, seeing different people's, if you have a first-hand account story, or even if it's not ghosts or shadow people and you have accounts of UFOs. I've had people tell me stories about UFOs that you would, it's insane. You wouldn't even believe. One landed next to my friend's house on the hill next to his house, and there was a bunch of people parking cars up in Maine. He was on the phone with me while that was happening. So I can't doubt him while he's on the phone freaking out, going, I think we're going to have, there are aliens here, freaking out, saying a UFO landed on top of a hill near his house. I think I even like gave the phone to my mom and was like, should we call the cops? Um, I've had a lot of things happen in my life where you just know. There's some point where there's a difference between, okay, and a lot of the time, you're not ready. You're not filming. You're not thinking about ghosts. It more happens at my house. You'll get knocks. I had a knock on the door last night. So like all the fireworks had calmed down. It's like 11:30. I'm just about to shut everything off. You know, kids in bed. Everybody's going to bed, and I just hear. So I go over to the door and open it. I'm like, well, nobody around. All right. That kind of small stuff happens all the time. Could it be an animal? Could it be natural? And like a tree branch outside fell and it just hit the house and sounded like that? Sure. But it seemed direct. I've had direct responses talking to my REM pod, and ask it to beep 3 times. It will beep 3 times. Okay, while it's going off, can you stop? Okay, now can you turn it back on? And it will work. That's a little more, intelligent. So at least you know you're getting some type of answers. Apps, I don't believe in apps. I think they're fun to use. They can be funny. I've gotten Spanish Donkey a few times. Spanish Donkey, I was just asking normal questions. I think I was on the beach the first time I got it, and it's just like, Spanish Donkey. Oh, whatever that means. We don't have the right type of equipment for real paranormal proof. We do have something called an aura camera, or what is it, soul catcher camera, and I don't know how much it costs. It's probably a lot of money, but it just takes pictures of people's auras. I believe if you had one of those in a haunted building and you set it up and you could do stills, just keep taking pictures of different areas. Eventually, you might see an aura with nobody around, and that would be more proof of a ghost. I think that's probably one of my best ideas I've ever had for a piece of equipment to try and catch ghosts, because it still would be like a ghost would still have like an aura or like a soul. It's a soul, you know what I mean? So it would probably pick up on that type of camera, because I've seen pictures of people getting their aura picture taken, all different colors, usually just a halo over them. Some of them are different shapes. I think putting REM pods in a Faraday cage and then it goes off, much more interesting for the paranormal. That it shouldn't really go off. Faraday cages block all signal from radio waves and stuff like that. Phones, camera, it says it can give off electricity too, though. So yeah, when you're 2-3 feet from a K2 meter, if you're near your phone, it's just gonna light up a bunch. So it doesn't. You have to you have to use your equipment correctly. It's a pain in the ass. A lot of it is what you would call natural happenings, and it might coincide with what you're doing while you're doing your investigation, so it's starting to creep you out. So then you have like a false positive. But once in a while you can have things where you're like, all right, I can feel it. Your hairs will prick up. You can feel something. You might hear something, and usually the human body is better at picking up something around you that is not normal, or when you get that feeling like somebody's watching you. It's sort of like that, maybe a little more with like you get chills. You know when it's happening if you've done enough investigating at haunted places or gone to really weird places or in the middle of the woods. You can just get scared in the middle of the woods for no reason, because I have. If you're alone in the middle of the woods at night, that's one thing I don't think I'd rather have more people with me in the woods doing an investigation at night. So at least you have some backup in case of animals or homeless people. I don't know. All right, is anybody else here? I got 8 people. What's up? So Candy Seven, Mike Williams. What up? You got Michael Birkin. What's up, man? Die 420-inch. Spectral Whispers was here. I don't know if she still is. Fantastique Publishing. Ashu. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I'm not. Ashu. Julie J.D. Really appreciate anybody come check out any of my stuff because I've been doing it for a long time. I'm going to be doing more investigating soon. Um, I do want to get to Roanoke, and if you don't know Roanoke or Croatoan, the civilization of people or settlers, really, 117, I think, disappeared off of Roanoke, and what had happened, the captain left to go get supplies to bring back, and a few weeks later, when he came back, the entire community was gone. The only thing they found was something carved into a tree called Croatoan, and there's like a Croatoan island off the coast here. They think they might have gone and joined the Native American tribes and just disappeared off into the Native American tribes and integrated with them. Um, or 117 people vanished without a trace. Aliens? There's some things around me that I really want to get to. There's a couple battlefields: Williamsburg, Yorktown, Jamestown. There was another one I just seen. I think a top five covered it. I forget the name of the battlefield, but I want to get to that one because they said they saw a Civil War ghost walking. Probably just a reenactor walking in the background, but Gettysburg's had shadow people, and they're in garb. They have full dress of Civil War. There's a couple. One next to a cannon, one walking through the woods. Then you see a couple other shadow figures walking through the woods, and it just looks like guys with the old Civil War caps on and doing their job. Gettysburg's a big one I'd love to get to. Uh, I don't want to pay. That's another thing. A lot of the prisons and famous houses and all these places people go, it costs a lot of money. I don't want to pay a bunch of money. I mean, I'm doing this, it's just me. I don't have resources to pay $1,000 to go stay a night at a place. I would love to, but it's too much. I'll find free places, thank you, but I would love to go do some places. Some of the old prisons, the old Washoe Club, all like the classics. Some of the places Taps have gone, amazing places. One in Rhode Island, he just did one in Rhode Island. I forget the name of the house from 1600s, and he just did one on YouTube. And I've driven past that house a few times, never really knowing what it was, and then I watched that, and I'm like, oh yeah, oh, that's great. Jason Hawes is one person I probably look up to since paranormal has really started. I think he does a great job. Just my dad's a plumber, he's a plumber, and I know house noises. I've done electrical, I've done HVAC, I've done roofing, I've done all the construction jobs you can ever think of. Some things that happen are just animals or pipes, heating systems, stuff like that. And people can get freaked out from that because it's just not normal noises or stuff like that. But I've had enough experiences to know that they're out there. I would like more proof. That's why I keep doing this. Everybody's saying hello to each other. What's up, 13 people? Yes, dude. Any questions about any of my videos? Any suggestions on stuff I should watch? I mean, I watch a lot of Y-Files. I was just watching Ouija Brothers. I watched some Beardo. This is giving out shout outs. Casper site. I really do enjoy Casper site. He is just a reaction channel, but he still has great reactions, and I love that the fact that he's really getting into like UFOs, paranormal. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. You can research it, and then if you start to actually maybe investigate and you start to have your own experiences, that's what we need. We need more people to work into this field and work out what's going on. It's not just one person doing it. There's thousands of people doing it now, and that's hundreds of them are really looking for paranormal proof, which is great. It's not all fake. A lot of people have been saying it's all just fake now, but a lot of it can be fake on YouTube. There's great AI now. They have, you know, video editing systems that you can just mask stuff and put in, add in noises, do all this crazy stuff. It's impressive to me because I don't edit or like really do anything. So I just go out, film, see what I get. Probably the cheapest way to go to be a ghost hunter if you want me to be truthful. I like it cheap and easy, and I've had experiences with just going to have fun at places and explore an abandoned place. Oh, you had an experience. The other thing with the first shadow person I saw is 7 other people saw it with me. It wasn't just me. We even all went and looked for it. Maybe 2 of those people didn't see it, but 5 of us did. So there was something there. And why, you know, we're out there in the middle of the night at an abandoned asylum in the Bridgewater Triangle, walking through tunnels underground from an old war camp. This place had been around for years, like years and years. Like the Taunton State Hospital, or Paul A. Dever School. That's what they called it, a school, but for the mentally ill and sick. And before that, it was a war encampment for injured warriors and stuff like that. So that goes way back. And the amount of tunnels down there, I mean, we probably walked 2 hours throughout most of the tunnels. We got chased by an orb of light through one of the tunnels, and everybody swore it was security chasing us with a flashlight. No security guard ever came at that point. We walked around for a whole nother hour. Nothing else like that happened. Would a security guard just stop and not chase us anymore? I mean, we had other things happen too. We walked down one tunnel and everybody looked in an old room, and there was a chair sitting next to a big hole in the wall, and it was like an old laundry chute thing. When we walked back past it, the chair was turned around. And we were like, there's got to be somebody down here, homeless people, something like that. Like, somebody moved that chair. Because we knew our group stayed with us and, like, kept going. I was probably in the back of the line. Creepy tunnels. I'm talking, some of these tunnels would have offshoots, and it just looked dirty and rust, and you wouldn't want to go down it because it kept getting smaller. Let's see.
You could listen to her or swipe into a credit card for reward card options that make sense for you.
By 420 Witch, it's on YouTube. They investigate the land between the lakes. Oh. Maybe your security guard died down there. Maybe. That's a good one, Michael. Yeah, Kenny Biddle is live tonight at 1 p.m. UK. Kenny Biddle is pretty good. He's very into, like, scientifically trying to prove this equipment, and I love it. I think he even pulled out a Faraday cage one time for the REM pod and stuff. I was like, that's awesome. Mine's just like a wire mesh ball that I put the stuff in, but he had like a real Faraday cage. I'll be right back. I gotta get a drink. It is hot in here. I said he could. Come say hi.
Hi.
Say hi to Riley, everybody.
Hi.
He will be a ghost hunter. Or if he's not into it at all, that's fine. But
I'm getting 6.
a few more days, this kid's gonna be 6.
Yeah?
Getting big.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You can't pick me up.
No, I'm not picking you up.
You can't. Oh, you see it. You can see your mom.
You can see Mom. Yeah, that's Mom.
Wow.
All right, go play. Will you leave the door open a bit? Yeah, leave that open a little bit. It's hot in here. Let's see. I haven't been reading. Didn't know he does that, but definitely make note about it. 5/4/22H. What about? What time is 1 p.m. UK? So I think they're 5 hours ahead of us on the East Coast here. Thanks, Rob Linklater. You like? Yeah. So it's very important that I say I don't believe everything's a ghost. I've definitely overreacted to some equipment and stuff, but it's just learning, and you can get scared, especially the way I do it. 90% of the time I'm just alone, and I'll go in woods. I still say the scariest thing you can do by yourself at night is go into any woods alone. It's just completely different than being in a building where you're at least surrounded. I don't know. I'm not scared of animals. I've run into a bear up in the main woods. He just grunted and walked away. Moose has chased me. I'm not scared of the animals. The problem with some woods is you can just get lost, or there's sinkholes, or there's like down here now. I had a giant brown recluse in my bathroom, this big. This spider was looking back at me like, I could get you. That's a big spider. I'm not huge. It didn't scare me. I got a cup and picked him up and brought him outside, but. I've had a wolf spider. That's another great story. See, now you're just getting me into... Steph, you're a queen. Hello. Yeah, Riley is definitely a cutie. He's getting older, though. And 6, he's got to get back on the skateboard and learning that again. I'm going to be teaching him how to skateboard for real. Plan on doing some of those skateboarding videos again. I got to get back out skateboarding, get rid of the beer belly. So wolf spider up in Maine jumped on me one time, and I've run down a mountain because of that. Wolf spiders are a lot bigger than you would think. They're 4 inches. It jumped on my shoulder. I thought somebody grabbed my shoulder from behind me, and we're climbing up a mountain trail. And I went like that and looked, and the spider sitting on my shoulder. Thank God he leaped away. I ran down that mountain so fast. I'm not scared of spiders, but that was such a big spider that it felt like a hand. So, yeah, I'm scared of that. I think those are the scariest things. I've been chased by animals. Skunks. I've been chased by skunks. Mike Williams, who are you talking about? I didn't even see it. Small Town Monsters crew. Awesome. I know Small Town Monsters crew. There's some other people I wanted to shout out because I've just kind of been shouting out people now here and there. Planet Weird on YouTube, but these are the guys that did Hellier, the TV show, and Hellier is so goddamn interesting. I know they didn't make any of it up. I can tell you like 100% that is just a research project into those type of subjects. Mothman, Injured Cold, probably one of my favorite stories of all time, Injured Cold. I've been to the Mothman Museum. I believe something happened that was not just a bird. They called it Birdman before it was called Mothman. Um, there was something going on in that area before that bridge collapsed in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Something was going on because they also, I think it was a few weeks before, or maybe even a year before, they had something, what looked like an oil lamp, but on its side, you know, the bulb for like a glass oil lamp, on its side, come down, land, and go up. And a guy named Indrid Cold would get out of the spaceship and go ask regular people regular questions. What do you do for work? And be smiling, and then get back on his ship and leave. And those kind of stories were reported. Police reported them. Police reported seeing Mothman. I mean, chasing a car at 100 miles an hour down a road. Something was going on that wouldn't be a bird. So, those kind of stories interest me. The Project Blue Book was out there for a while. So why was the government out there researching stuff? What does that have to do? Like, there's so many conspiracy theories and all these things going on all over the place. We're reporting more and more now that we have cell phones. Everybody has a camera. Everybody has, you know, a story. I think even normal people that are like, no such thing as ghosts, no such thing as UFOs, probably once or twice have been like, what the hell was that? Or, oh, what's in the sky? What's going on? What is that? And that's from normal people. It's happened many times, and it's over the years. Thousands of years we've seen UFOs, I say. It's very hard to say that there's nothing out there. I mean, come on. You wouldn't hear all these stories. You wouldn't get Bigfoot accounts all the time. You wouldn't get UFO. Military has admitted UFOs exist. Okay. So it should be more scientifically researched. They do that, but it's all undercover. We need more people like MUFON and researchers, Bob Lazar's. I know I get a little overzealous and get into every topic, but that's what I like. I like all topics. I want everything to just talk about it. Why don't we talk about this more? Why don't we have discussions in serious settings where you're serious that there's aliens, there's UFOs, there's maybe cryptids, maybe ghosts, maybe aliens are disguising themselves as shadow people, and that's when we see shadow people. There's so many theories out here that I love, and I've been since I was a kid, from comic books and movies and all these things. You look at a lot of things and it's like, okay, so Star Trek predicted smartwatches. Things are coming into fruition that have been played on in the past as like way out there. There's nothing like that that can't be possible. Blah blah blah. Yeah, well, it could be possible. We can make it possible. And if you get into a subject that takes you down some weird rabbit holes, I mean, I watched Y-Files today. I think it was DARPA, and he was scared. He said, I don't really want to talk about this. This is dangerous." I can say I worked for the Department of Defense. I worked on battery packs for tsunami warning systems. I worked on the battery packs for cave-in systems. I worked on some stuff for space battery pack systems. I can't talk anymore about that. But that's the type of, like, oh, you shouldn't have to be that scared about just talking about, there's this conspiracy, there's that conspiracy, or the Hadron Collider is going to open a wormhole or a black hole, and then we're all going to die. Well, I don't think so, but feasibly, you probably could do something mistakenly, and then you got something like that movie, The Mist. I really hope not. I hope the government doesn't end up doing something like that by accident. But there's so many black budget programs. How many programs did they say before we figured out, okay, well, Area 51's not real, and then, oh yes, it is actually real. Project Blue Book never existed. Project Paperclip. The Philadelphia experiment where they took a giant warship, electrified it, literally took some of Nikola Tesla's inventions and put them on the boat with a full crew and turned it on. Those guys melted into the ship. They said they warped through time. They came off this coast of Virginia and Norfolk. The boat showed up and then zoomed back somewhere else and maybe up to New York, Philadelphia area. Like, guys were melted into the boat. Why would you try an invisibility cloak untested with a bunch of people on the boat? Well, they don't want to talk about any of that. I'm sure there is actual proof in government like files. I'm sure. They just don't let it go. The UFOs they're showing us on military stuff is the weakest evidence they have. They have way better footage. They have way better evidence. They're not going to share it. Maybe in another 40 years, I hope. I'm probably going to get in trouble for this. Men in Black, don't come get me. I don't have anything. I don't have any money or nothing. Love all this too. Yeah, Rob. I love all this type of stuff. Tell us how to blow a kiss? Okay. I can't read your name. Hollicent. Steph Kira. Hellbent Holler. Have you ever heard of Hellier? Is that what you're talking about? Hellier is a search of gremlins at first in Kentucky in caves. And then it goes into way different magical societies, 9339. Now, I know all about all that stuff. I've done enough research where I know you probably don't want to really mess with that type of group when you start to get into the actual magical society thing. They don't let people in. They don't want you even knowing that 33 or 93 or 39 EOIO pi pan. I think that's why Hellier interested me so much, just because some of my beliefs. I believe in a lot of things, so I'm like all over the place. I pretty much believe in everything, right? But I don't believe everything I see, and that's probably why I do a lot of this. I'd like to test it myself. I had so much fun watching some of the older like ghost investigation channels, Mindseed. I'll still watch CJ just to have fun, laugh. It's funny to watch. Sometimes it is entertaining. There's some that are just funny to watch. The best of all time. It's all fake, but he says that pretty much. Tim Morozov, I believe he's Russian, and he just goes into abandoned places and sets up the best paranormal activity you'll ever see in your life. Like, even better than the movie Paranormal Activity. It's incredible to watch because you're not realizing how much he's probably working to do that. I've seen him live, but I obviously don't speak Russian, so I can't be like, hey, what's up, bro? Hellier is awesome. Yeah, Mike Williams. Dude, Hellier was kind of a shock. I was like, somebody actually did something. I loved it. It wasn't just that I liked it, I loved it. Very few things out there that I just like completely fall in love with. There's a couple documentaries. Some of what Josh Gates has done are Expedition X. Love what some of the stuff they've caught that they've done. Full shadow figure on a Bigfoot hunt on Expedition X, Josh Gates, Discovery Channel, that stuff. Like commercial TV, but they're really going out there and investigating. You can tell. I kind of like Project Fear. I think that they're just investigating. I hope they're not adding stuff in or doing, fake crap. I believe them. They're doing great. I mean, some of the locations they're going to are some of the most terrifying. So I kind of like Project Fear. I like their little dead duck symbol. Get the doc, get Doc dead. There's so many channels that I watch on YouTube. I think I'm subscribed to 700 channels on YouTube. Most of them small. Most of them are. I have some big ones. Uh, some skateboarding ones like Braille House. Braille House is like gone now. Well, at least the factory where they had like the skate park indoors and stuff, that's all gone. So I don't know what he's gonna do. I guess he was like the leader of Scientology in San Francisco, though. Aaron Cairo. Didn't know that, but you know, whatever. He did skateboarding videos, and they had some of the best stuff on YouTube for skateboarding. Who else do I watch that's like random? Let's see. Uh, Black Mass Paranormal. Black Mass Paranormal, that's a good one. There's random ones that I can't even think of. Slapped Ham is my guilty pleasure. Yeah, because he's just taking videos from regular people, usually. Sure, a lot of them are mostly faked, and that happens. People trying to make money. I'm not trying to make money. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I started this, and I just wanted to have fun doing my YouTube, and I wanted to capture my kid as a baby, and growing up. Do it for a few years. I never even thought I'd keep going. Started getting into the ghost investigation, and I was like, I'm just going to keep going until I have great proof, or to myself. The other night at Fort Monroe was one of the greatest nights of my life. I was so happy I saw that. Don't think it was a person, but could have been a person running on top of the fort. I don't know. Still, it got me good, so fake or not, it got me thinking it's cool. I don't know how much longer I want to do this. Like this live. Not YouTube, because I'm never going to stop. I'm just going to fucking keep investigating. I'm thinking of some places. So there's a place called Lee Hall, and then the battlefields. If I can just go sit at a battlefield for a couple hours and just film and maybe do a few small REM pod, K2, EVP. See if I get anything, and if nothing happens, whatever. I have that happen more than not. Usually you go investigate, not a damn thing will happen. You might stub your toe, and that's about it. So, anybody have any channels that they'd like to say that that's their favorite? Really, there's not many. I don't watch that many other ghost hunters because I'm trying to find proof myself, I guess. But I'll watch Beardo get scared, investigate. I'll watch other people investigate that are on the other side of the fence that he believes, and I know he does. There's a difference though. You have either completely fake, or it's just people trying to go out and find something. It's probably the hardest thing in the world to do, because even if you get something, people are going to say, well, it could be fake. Alright, so it's way harder to catch stuff and then say this is real, and then people aren't going to look at you the same anyway. So yeah, we're all a little loopy. Hey, let's be weirdos, why not? I think it's important to look into things that others don't look into. I think it's important to have fun and do something you actually are passionate about. This is my biggest passion, is investigating anything. If I could do it better, I would, but I mean, I need a computer, I need more equipment. I maybe some night vision and music box, but I don't know if I even want to do the music box thing. If I was going to get a music box, why not get a manually operated little music box, and then if that goes off, that's way better evidence than an automatic music box. because I do believe spirits can manipulate things once in a while, or if it's not spirits, maybe it's something else. But I'm not going to say demons. I don't understand hell, portal to hell. I don't understand demon attacked me. I got scratched. I felt like I've gotten pinched one time. Um, I don't think you're gonna get demonic stuff happening to you unless you provoke it and actually had done something horrible in the past. A demon's not just gonna come after you. You'd either have to like summon it and do some serious magic, or there's just a demon at that place and you got really unlucky. But demons don't just go sit at haunted places and wait. I think that's way overblown. A lot of people, I mean, some of the thumbnails, the clickbait, it's fine. I'm not going to deny it's fun. I've watched a lot of it. I've seen a lot of things. I'll still watch Proven Demons once in a while. I thought him shooting that salt gun thing around was hilarious. That's great. It's an idea. It's funny. Um, there's ideas out there that people don't realize that we could be using to investigate a paranormal situation. We should all just work together to try and find the real paranormal. I don't know about shooting a salt gun around, but are you close to the lands between the lakes? I don't even know, like the Lake Superior and like Big Lakes, and that's Mike Williams. I don't know. I'm near, so I'm in Virginia, and I know Shenandoah Valley, the Appalachian Trail, Appalachian Mountains. I want to get out there. West Virginia, I've gone through it once, and I've been to the museum. I've been to Point Pleasant, Mothman stuff. I loved that. I want to get back out there and investigate the TNT area. I want to investigate other areas and just go investigate. Some of the most crazy stuff happens out in West Virginia. Spirits, cryptids, UFOs. I'm not that far from there. Ghost Quest, Purple, Mr. Gray, Paranormal by the Sea are all great. Yeah, Rob Blink Planner. I completely agree. All so fun. Like the podcast with Mr. Gray and Purple, and then I think Casper Site was there. That was great. Watching Purple and Mr. Gray actually play that game. I think it was yesterday, where they're chained together and they're trying to climb up through hell. Hilarious. The dangle. Dead Cold, The Shape. Dead Cold is good. The Shape is great. Yeah. I gotta watch more of Dead Cold. I do know Dead Cold. I've said what's up to him a few times. I've watched a couple episodes. Definitely a good one. So, I've gotten scratched, pinched, poked, kicked. Yeah. Spectral Whispers knows about being actually attacked, and I've heard, and I know she wouldn't just say she got attacked. They're like this old Zach Bagans always getting possessed. That is ridiculous. When it actually happens, you're not okay after. He just would go to the next investigation. Thank you for saying that, Spectral Whispers. So, me and her should, in a few weeks, be doing an investigation. Just behind your house would be fine. Any woods, but if we could get to maybe the Oliver house, even if it's just outside, we don't have to get inside, but I've walked around the Oliver house, and that's in Middleborough, and that place has a great feeling for paranormal. I would say we would probably capture something if we went to the Oliver house and we even just did the outside. Now, inside, I know there's a secret hatch into the basement, and the history of that place is crazy. The Oliver house is very old. There's even a river run next to that, or the herring run, if you know what a herring run is. Salco, yeah, Salcom was wacky. I thought it was funny as hell. Yeah, I liked Zach Baggins at the beginning. I mean, I was more taps. I was all in on taps. I mean, my dad was a plumber and did HVAC. So when they came out and they're like, "Oh, we work for Roto-Rooter, so we'll tell you if it's just your house making noises," and it seemed like they were just going to debunk fake and then try and find real. A lot of the time, I believed a lot of what they had, like 90%, and I'm sure a lot of what they did get was some real paranormal. Some of the places they go are amazing places. Yeah. In the beginning, Zach Bagans wasn't terrible. Still, I don't know. There's better things to go watch even at that time when Zach Bagans first came out. But it was only what Taps and then a few shows, a few other shows that were out at the time for investigating the paranormal. Yeah, and I would still even go to Zach Bagans' museum just to see what he had. Do I believe in everything he's saying that happens there? No. He has some cool items. Trying to take over the paranormal and say everything's like mine, that's like, come on, man. You're not supposed to shut it off. Like, you trying to kill it for everyone else. Share it and see what we get. That's the point of searching for the paranormal. Or even searching for UFOs. If okay, the government never came out and said anything about UFOs. I don't think we'd. It's probably what 65, 75% of people now actually believe in UFOs and aliens, instead of like 40 to 7. Like, just the numbers have shifted because we've had like actual governmental figures come out and say it. It doesn't make it any less weird. Do we know what it is? No. The government doesn't know what it is. That's what I say. They know some, and maybe even made deals with some, but they don't know everything. I watch J&D, I watch Ghost Adventures when I need to laugh. Yeah. It is pretty funny. I mean, some of the stuff they'll be like, "Oh my god, did you see that?" And it's just a little piece of dust that fell down off the ceiling from the camera. I usually won't point out orbs and stuff. I mean, if it's kind of got its own light source and it lights up and floats by and does something weird and keeps doing it, then sure. But most of the time, it's just dust. Hi, hon. You want to be on live chat? No. She said no. So I think I'm just going to end this here. I had fun. I really appreciate all you guys coming in here. Thank you. I will be back with more investigating soon. Probably a battlefield, maybe Fort Monroe again, just do a full walkthrough. Really would like to get to battlefields or one of the mansions that's around here. There's something called the President's Heads I want to get to. I've seen that's only like 45 minutes away, so it's just a bunch of president's heads, the giant heads, sitting out in a field near me. Thank you, J and D. Hey, everybody, have a good one. Rob Linkletter. Thank you all so much for coming in and just listening to me chat while I'm having some beers. I hope you enjoyed. I'll probably be doing this again. My next live will be after my next investigation, and maybe we'll just talk about my next investigation and see if I catch anything or if I catch nothing, and we'll just talk about that. All right. Have a good one, all. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. Nice seeing you. Peace out.